If you're serious about building muscle, one of the first decisions you'll face is choosing the right workout structure. And this is where the debate begins. Full body workouts versus split routines. Which one builds more muscle? Which is better for beginners and which works best long term? Everyone has an opinion, but today we're going beyond gym bro advice and diving deep into the science, the practicality, and the results. Because choosing the right workout plan can either fast-track your muscle gains or waste months of your hard work. Let's start with what exactly each training style means. A full-body workout is exactly what it sounds like. You train every major muscle group in a single session. That means you hit chest, back, legs, shoulders, arms, and sometimes core in one workout. These sessions are typically performed 3 times per week, like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The key to success with full body training is recovery. You're training the entire body every 48 hours, so volume and intensity must be carefully managed to avoid overtraining. On the flip side, a split routine breaks your workouts into separate body parts. The most common split is the bro split, where you train one muscle group per day, chest on Monday, back on Tuesday, legs on Wednesday, and so on. But there are more efficient modern splits too, like push-pull legs or upper-lower body splits. The idea is to give each muscle group more direct attention during its workout, but train it less frequently, usually just once or twice per week. So now that we understand the difference, the big question is, which one builds more muscle? And to answer that, we need to look at training frequency, volume, recovery, and adherence. These are the pillars of hypertrophy, muscle growth, and your routine must balance them effectively. Let's begin with frequency. How often each muscle group is trained. Science consistently shows that training each muscle group 2 to 3 times per week is superior for muscle growth compared to once per week. This is where full body training shines. When you train full body 3 times a week, each muscle is stimulated repeatedly with fresh recovery in between. It's especially beneficial for beginners and intermediates who recover faster and benefit from frequent stimulation to reinforce motor patterns and build neuromuscular efficiency. A classic bro split, where you hit a muscle once per week, falls short on this front. While it allows for more volume per muscle group in a single session, the extended gap between workouts means you're leaving gains on the table. Think of it this way. Muscle protein synthesis, the biological process that builds muscle, peaks within 24 to 48 hours after a workout. If you only train a muscle once a week, you're letting 4 to 5 days go by without any stimulus. That's like watering a plant once a week and expecting it to grow rapidly. Now let's look at volume, the total amount of work done per muscle group each week. Split routines generally allow for higher volume per muscle in a single session. You might do 15 sets for chest on a Monday and absolutely hammer it with bench press, incline dumbbell press, flies, and push-ups. In contrast, a full body workout might only include 3 to 5 sets for the chest in each session. But here's the twist. Because you're doing full body workouts multiple times a week, the weekly volume often ends up the same or even higher, and it's distributed more evenly, which is better for growth and recovery. That brings us to recovery. Some people think full body workouts are too taxing and lead to burnout. But in reality, full body workouts can actually promote better recovery if structured correctly. Since each muscle is only hit with moderate volume per session, it recovers faster than if it were annihilated with 20 sets in one go. And when you space the sessions 48 hours apart, you give your body time to repair while keeping the muscle engaged frequently enough to grow. Meanwhile, in split routines, the recovery burden is focused. Destroying a single muscle in a session can lead to excessive soreness, which isn't always productive and can hinder performance later in the week. Another factor that often goes overlooked is consistency and adherence. Let's be honest, not everyone can hit the gym 6 days a week like a bodybuilder. Life gets busy, work, family, school, travel, it happens. This is where full body routines are incredibly forgiving. If you're on a 3-day full body program and miss a workout, you still hit every muscle group at least twice that week. But if you're on a split routine and miss leg day, you might go an entire week without training your lower body. Full body training helps maintain balance and ensures you're not neglecting key areas even when your schedule gets disrupted. So far, it sounds like full body workouts are winning this battle, but split routines do have their place, especially for more advanced lifters. Once you've built a solid base of muscle and your lifts are heavy enough to seriously tax your nervous system, you may find it beneficial to break up your workouts. Split routines allow for more focused intensity, better mind-muscle connection, and sometimes even specialization phases where you bring up lagging body parts. For example, if your arms or shoulders are weak points, a split routine can give you a dedicated day to isolate and improve them without rushing through the exercises. Furthermore, psychological focus matters. Some people simply feel more motivated when they can dedicate an entire session to 1 or 2 muscle groups. They feel more accomplished pushing their chest hard for an hour than doing a little bit of everything. Motivation is a key factor in long-term consistency, so if someone enjoys their split routine more and sticks with it consistently for years, they'll probably see better results than someone who dreads full-body training and quits after 2 weeks. Let's not ignore training experience. For complete beginners, full-body workouts are almost always the best starting point. They build balanced strength, reinforce proper form, and maximize early gains. You don't need to worry about perfect symmetry or minor muscle imbalances at this stage. You just need to get stronger, grow muscle, and learn to move well. A 3-day full body plan can do all of that while leaving room for recovery and life outside the gym. But once you're past the beginner phase and approaching intermediate or advanced territory, transitioning to a split routine can be advantageous. That's when the weights get heavier, progress slows down, and you may need more focused recovery for each muscle group. Advanced lifters may also benefit from higher weekly volume, which can be easier to manage with splits. Instead of cramming 20 sets into a full body day, they can spread it across the week without burnout. Let's break this down practically. If you're training 3 days per week, full body workouts are superior. They allow for maximum frequency and minimal missed volume if you skip a session. If you're training 4 to 5 days per week, an upper-lower split or push-pull legs routine can be very effective. These routines strike a balance between frequency and intensity, hitting each muscle group twice weekly while allowing for more targeted training. If you're training 6+ days per week, a more advanced body part split can work, but only if your recovery, nutrition, and sleep are dialed in. And finally, let's talk about the results. In multiple studies comparing full-body workouts with split routines over 8 to 12 weeks, the difference in muscle gains is minimal, as long as weekly volume and intensity are matched. That's the key takeaway. The best routine is the one you can perform consistently, recover from, and progressively overload over time. So which one builds more muscle, full body, or split? The truth is, it depends on your experience level, schedule, recovery capacity, and personal preference. For beginners and busy individuals, full-body training offers unmatched efficiency and results. For intermediate and advanced lifters, split routines provide the opportunity to fine-tune your physique and push past plateaus. But neither plan will work without effort, discipline, and patience. It's not about the perfect split, it's about sticking to your program, training hard, eating right, and recovering smart. Because in the long run, that's what builds muscle. Not just the workout format, but the work you put in.